Out of all of my gaming devices, I use the ROG Xbox Ally X the most because of this one specific feature, and that is the Xbox full screen experience. And a few weeks ago, I actually saw that Microsoft made this available on all Windows devices and not just handheld. So in this video, I'm gonna attempt to turn this $3,500 gaming PC into an Xbox that can handle true native 4K 120 FPS or more. But for this to feel like a true console couch gaming experience, it needs to do two very important things. First, I need to be able to grab my Xbox controller, sit on the couch like a potato, and turn on my Xbox with the controller and get into a game without having to touch the PC or a keyboard or mouse. Everything has to be from here. And second, which is even more important, I need to be able to switch and quick resume between games, which will make this feel like the real deal. And if you're watching this thinking to yourself, there's literally an Xbox Series X right there, why not just use it? I have one thing to say to you.
I don't know why you always have to be judging me, because I only believe in science.
But before we get started, a quick word from today's video sponsor. If you need a new gaming monitor but don't want to spend a lot of money, then today's video sponsor has got your back, because this is the AmazeFast 27-inch 1440p 200Hz gaming monitor. And this bad boy has got it all. It comes with a fast IPS panel that looks incredibly good. You got HDR 400, G-Sync compatibility, and it is face mountable. So it basically has everything that you'd want in a gaming monitor. This monitor also has really cool features like the AI crosshair that gives you better aim in the game, and the night vision mode that helps you see darker areas in the game. And this monitor is so good that it's got over 2,000 reviews on Amazon with 4.5 stars. So if you need a new gaming monitor, I'd grab one of these right now. Okay, so the victim of the day is this NZXT small form factor gaming PC. This is the H2, and this thing sold new for $3,500. But this thing is insanely powerful because it's rocking the AMD 9800X3D CPU, an NVIDIA RTX 5080 graphics card, 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM, 2 terabytes of M.2, and it's all housed in this NZXT H2 mini PC case. I would say it's like 2.5 times the size of the Xbox Series X. So technically, on paper, the specs that are in this PC should be able to get us 120 FPS at native 4K resolution in a lot of games. At least it better be able to do that, because it literally costs 7 more times than the Xbox Series X. And to display our 4K resolution, we got the Sony Bravia 8 OLED TV, and this thing, there's really no words to describe how good it is. It has a 120 Hz refresh rate, and it also supports variable refresh rate, so this thing should be buttery smooth with the PC. Now that I've introduced you to our setup, the first thing that we need to do on this PC is make sure that it has the latest updates on Windows. Also, make sure to update your graphic drivers. And now we are ready to enable the full screen experience. And to do that, it's quite simple. All we gotta do is go to the settings, and on the left side right here you see gaming. We're gonna click on that, and now okay, we ran into our first problem. I updated everything to the latest, and I still don't have the Xbox mode enabled on my Windows. After further investigation, it seems like Microsoft is rolling out this feature extremely slowly. They have released it. It does exist on my Windows version, it's just hidden. So it's time to do some sketchy stuff. As you can see right here, the article says it is being rolled out to players, but not everybody has it yet. Apparently, I'm one of the people that don't have it. Xbox mode. Hi! That worked. Okay, so after 45 minutes of trying to figure this out, I finally did. I found a software literally called Xbox Full Screen Experience Enabler or whatever. I'll leave the link down below to it where you guys can follow that tutorial and do the same thing that I did to enable this. But now we have Xbox mode enabled with the ability to choose the Xbox app, and most importantly, we have the option to enter Xbox mode on startup. This is the thing that I wanted mainly to have enabled. Once we enable this, anytime we turn on this PC, it's gonna boot up into the Xbox mode, which is gonna be, because this is what's gonna make this feel like an Xbox experience. But the most cool part about this configuration is this option being turned on when it boots into the Xbox mode. Windows is gonna be using way less RAM in the background. It's gonna have way less startup services that it does normally, because it's only gonna boot up the stuff that we're gonna need for gaming, which also is gonna give us better performance, less stuttering, better latency. Literally everything when it comes to gaming is gonna be better on this PC because of this option. Now, before we restart this PC and go into the Xbox mode and start gaming, we need to figure out how to be able to turn this PC with the Xbox. Now, this part is a little bit tricky, but it's extremely solvable. The problem is, once the PC is shut off or in sleep or hibernation, whatever it is, workaround number 2 is we use a dedicated Bluetooth adapter that plugs into the USB of the PC. They sell these things for like 10 bucks on Walmart. You can buy them and connect your controller directly to that. Now, option number 2, which is the option I'm going with, I'm going to be using a controller that connects via dongle instead of via Bluetooth. So this is a 2.4 gig connection. This controller controller was like 40 bucks. First thing we want to do obviously is plug in the USB into the PC. Boom, connected. Next, we're going to open up our settings, find device manager, open that. Once you have device manager opened, we're gonna find this under our USB controllers. And once you get to your devices, you wanna find this Xbox controller. And since this is an Xbox controller, I found it easily by scrolling down, and you can see Xbox peripherals, gaming device. But the most important thing is you wanna make sure you have this enabled. Power management, allow this device to wake the computer. That's really all we need right here. Okay, so now for the moment of truth. Can I sit on the couch, press the button, it'll turn on my PC and go to the Xbox mode. Let's test it out. Everything's turned off. I grab my controller, press the Xbox button. Please work. Come on. I'll see you in a minute.
2,000 years later.
I cannot stress to you guys how horrible the last 5 days have been of me trying to continue this video with this project, turning this PC into an Xbox. This process was supposed to be extremely simple, right? You plug in an Xbox controller that is compatible software with Xbox, like these two. $100 controller, $200 controller, licensed by Xbox. The dongle is supposed to be on Xbox, but two problems here. Windows standby mode was a pain in the butt to work with. I had to disable a bunch of stuff in the BIOS. I had to edit my registry to allow it to stay always on so I can try to wake you up with a controller, but for the goodness of me, I have not found a solution. The last resort is this right here. This is the Xbox One or Xbox dongle adapter for Windows to be able to control Xbox controllers to Windows. Supposedly whatever is on this thing right here should trick the PC to let it wake up from a sleep state. We're doing this live. I haven't tested this at all. I would really love for it to work out. Okay, it's connected, I think. Moment of truth. PC, go to sleep. Turn off the mouse so nothing else can trigger the wake. Xbox controller is off. Please work. Wait, I have to hold it. Hold it. No. Come on. Work, please.
One eternity later.
Okay, it's 2 days later from that extremely depressing scene you just watched, and I'm not gonna lie, in the last 2 days I almost deleted the entire footage for this project because I thought what I'm trying to accomplish is not possible. I've literally tried everything. I've done registry edits, I've done scripting, I've changed sleep different modes on this thing, changed all the BIOS settings, flashed the BIOS, did everything, and nothing will wake up the PC. But then, just then, I ran into a YouTube video of a guy using the Razer Wolverine V3 Pro, and I have one. I upgraded the firmware on this thing, and everything on the internet says that for some reason this controller right here can actually wake up the PC if it's an S0 or S3. So for the moment of truth, the PC right now is the AIO is on, everything is off. No, there's no fans, there's no signal. Power button. Please work. There's no. Yes! You have no idea how long it took me to figure this out. There's no keyboard and mouse. Nothing is connected. The only USB that's connected right here is literally this. There's nothing else connected to the PC. All the other USBs are right here. You can see them. This is the aftermath of everything. Keyboard, all the dongles right here. This thing works. It works. You have to put it into PC mode, and for some reason, whatever the stupid dongle is, it does what it's supposed to do to turn this PC on. Thank you, Razer, I guess. Okay, now to see if we can truly accomplish goal number one, we have to start from nothing. The TV is off, the PC is asleep or off. I will need to be able to not touch that, no keyboard and mouse, grab my controller is grabbed, turn on my TV, change the input to whatever I'm using, which is Xbox. Everything's off, as you can see, there's no screen. Turn, please work. Okay, the full experience mode is really cool. To show you guys some of the stuff that I could do. Basically the Xbox game bar on top, and if you hold that power button, now you can see we have Xbox mode, desktop mode. So you can go back to desktop and use this as a PC, but I'm gonna keep it in Xbox mode. As you can see, it shows you all the games that you have in your installed on your PC from multiple launchers. So for example, these are from Game Pass, this is from Steam, this is from EA, this is from Epic Games. And the nice thing is if I press the button, I can launch different launchers. So now I'm gonna launch Epic Games, and I can just press a button and switch back to my Xbox launcher. But you really don't need to even like open up other launchers because you can do it all from here. But what you can also do is press this button. We can also, pretty sure, If we open up Steam, it should open in full screen mode. So you can use Steam if you want, if you don't want to use Xbox, and you can set it to open up in Steam instead of Xbox game mode. So you can choose whatever launcher you want. I'm gonna stick with the Xbox one just because most of my games are on Xbox. But you can see we can launch games from here, or I can just hold the button, go back to my this launcher, and launch any game. Now for the true experience and why I did this from the beginning, I wanted to actually play 4K natively and see if I can get 120 FPS with no upscaling. Forza Horizon, boot up. I don't know why I'm excited. I feel like a kid. Watch it not even work. Okay, let's see some of the settings we're looking at here. 4K, 120 FPS. Okay. Show FPS. Yeah, let's see what first we get. Motion blur, DLSS is on. Turn that off, baby. No frame generation, nothing. Everything is off, so this is raw. Holy smokes. We're still getting 60 FPS. GPU's at 100% usage. I just crashed. This is crazy. I mean, it looks so good, dude. The reflection of that building is right here. That is ray tracing right there. So we're hitting 60 FPS at the highest settings possible on PC, 4K, no upscaling, nothing. If we drop the settings just a little bit to, I don't know, high, which is still really, okay, 100 FPS right there. Games looks so good. Okay, now for the second goal that we set, we need to be able to switch between games. So we're gonna open another game, go back to Xbox. Let's see, open another game. Okay, let's say, open up Fortnite. Oh, it tells you Forza Horizon 6 is still running. Running multiple games may affect the performance before launching Fortnite. You can quit Forza or continue. That is sick. Launch Fortnite either way, so we're launching Fortnite and Forza at the same time. So they're both gonna be running. Technically, we should be able to switch back and forth. We're in Fortnite. Let's see, can we switch between games? Oh my gosh. Watch. Still getting 110 FPS, 105 FPS, easy, no problem. Oh, wait, my match started? 1 second. Okay, back to Fortnite. Is my game loading? Let's see, can we get 120 FPS? 4K in here, 110 FPS. Okay, we're playing out 4K, 110, 105 FPS. All right, guys, it is the next day and I have been non-stop gaming on this PC console setup for two main reasons. The first one, that I realized I can put the PC to sleep and then come back, grab the controller, turn it on, and I am back in the game. Like, quick resume has never been as quick as that. That feature by itself is phenomenal. I've never experienced that on a PC before. Number two is that performance is literally insane. And to give you guys an idea, let me show you a quick benchmark test that we're testing right now. Right now we are in Cyberpunk 2077 on custom preset. I have ray tracing turned on all the way on at ultra settings. And if you come down here, all the settings at high and ultra. So you can see we're playing at 4K resolution. There's no resolution scaling, no DLSS, no frame generation, all 4K raw and diggly. Let me show you the frames that we're getting here. Check this out. Look at the top right. 100, 110, 115 FPS on those settings. This is raw native 4K, guys. So the RTX 5080 is killing it right now. I never in my wildest dreams imagined playing Cyberpunk 2077 at 120 FPS at native 4K. This is peak. Wait a second. This game is getting boring too. Back to Minecraft. Play Minecraft, easy. I would say that works pretty fine. Now, realistically, I'm never actually gonna use this feature because I only play one game at a time, but it does work. No Xbox can do that. Boom. We're still getting 100 and some FPS, even while we're grinding both games. That is literally ridiculous.